Welcome to Study Loop.
Draw one example of an asymptote of tangent. Well, the first one happens at pi over 2. Oops. So I'm just going to do a dotted line through pi over 2. Okay. Why is the asymptote here? Well, that story comes from the unit circle. From the unit circle, every ordered pair is the cosine sine, and tangent is defined as sine over cosine. So, well, we said the first one's pi over 2. Okay. That would mean tangent is equal to the sine 1 over the cosine 0. We cannot divide by 0. So it's undefined. And so every time this relationship happens where you're divided by 0, you end up with an asymptote on the graph. The range of tangent is all real numbers from negative infinity to infinity. And that's because there you can have, unlike, well, again, is defined as sine over cosine. So even if you thought of, let me sketch in here, sine and cosine, okay? Sine divided by cosine, you can get, anytime you divide by 0, okay, that's why when sine divided by cosine, anytime you're dividing by 0, the cosine is 0, then you're going to have an asymptote. So the next one would be at 3 pi over 2. But in the meantime, you're going to have a 0 when sine is 0. And then in this instance, you've got a really tiny negative number for cosine. So when you divide by a really, really tiny negative number, you just get a super negative number. There's no bound to that. And likewise over here, when cosine is just a really, really tiny positive number, then and sine is negative, so actually they're both negative in this case, you're going to get something really, really positive. So it has that behavior for sine. And it just repeats and repeats and repeats. I hope that clears things up.